We are back. We're drafting up to Mythic, using only commons and uncommons. We don't need any of those rares. All right, we're focused on building consistent decks, a nice curve, cards that matter, maybe some good synergy, and decks that you guys can replicate in your own drafts. All right, that is the most important thing here. We don't want to be drafting decks that you guys will never see because it's a rare. We want to be drafting decks that are commons and uncommons, cards that you're going to be seeing every draft, so you can kind of draft the same way. If you guys have any questions about the picks, any ideas for things you'd like to see me try, feel free to drop it in the comments. All right, first pick. You know I love Stalwart Successor, green-black counters, party. Other notable options. Stormsinger's pretty good in black-white. I don't think I'd ever want to first pick it. Skimmer's okay in green-blue. Tuned Hunter's solid. I mean, really okay. Kinguard's good in red-white. Exhale's good, but I'm just going to take the Successor. I've been loving green-black counters. All right. This pack kind of got two options. I think the best card is probably Molten Exhale. Just really solid removal. Champion of Doosan if we want to just stick to counters. All right, sign me up. Let's just go all in. All right, so if we were on the red-white train, I would say Shock Brigade here. But we are on a green-black train, so we are going to take the champion of Doosan. I love me a champion. I don't really like Skirmish Rhino. It's like if you're already in Abzan, I'd take it. But with us being aggressive, I want to just stick to two colors. I'm just going to keep taking these Champions of Doosans. I don't love Inspirited Vanguard. It's just I'm never 5 mana, you know? I don't really want to be playing a 5 mana card. I mean, I don't think they're bad, but I'm happy to take these champions. I think it's one of the most important cards for green aggressive decks. And then we can always go a different way if we want. You know, you can play like Teamer, aggro. All right, this is an interesting one. So if we want to stay green-black, I think we take either the Exhale or the Wayfarer. If we wanted to hedge our bets and maybe go Teamer, you could take Dragonclaw Strike. I think it's probably the better card. I think I'll probably just stay green-black and take the Exhale here. Could also hedge our bets and just take the Wayfarer. You would play probably Wayfarer in either deck. I think it's the weakest card. I don't know. I'm just going to take the Exhale. Exhale's just always good, and just like we draw it up, a 5th pick Successor. Again, I don't know, people are hating on green-black, so you always see all these uncommons just coming around. So yeah, 5th pick Stalwart Successor. Great sign that our green-black is open still. By far the best card here. I do like Whale of War, but I like Whale of War more in like if you're trying to outgrind your opponent and get some value. We are trying to beat our opponents down. So we're going to take our Stalwart Successor. I like our deck so far. We do need some 2-drops. Again, this deck is always looking for the 2-drops. So we'll see what we get. We will be looking like Formation Breaker and Botanist are the 2 best. The uncommon green 2-drops. But like Anok Wayfarer is solid, Bloodfly solid. You know, there's a lot of solid options. And one of the main things, I mean, these counter decks, you want the synergy. You want a really nice aggressive curve. So a lot of 2-drops, decent amount of 3-drops. The other big thing are ways to get counters on your creatures. A lot of times there just aren't enough things that put counters on creatures. But Sage of the Fang is nice because it puts counters 2 times. So when it enters, it puts a counter on, and then its renew puts a counter on. Also really like Snakeskin Veil, but Sage of the Fang being here pack 6 is a really good sign. Pick 6. Another Dragonclaw Strike, but we are full on counters. So I'm going to take the Envoy. I like the Envoy. It puts a counter on itself. Here, I'm going to take the 2-drop. I do like Legacy. Alicia's Legacy works really well with menace creatures. They try to block too, and then you give it indestructible Death Touch. But we don't have any 2-drops yet, so I'm going to take the 2-drop. Another thing about Alicia's Legacy is it usually comes around the table. No one wants it, so you can usually get it much later than that. All right, here we could take the Devotee or the Leopard. I think I like taking the Devotee here. It gives us the option of playing black if we want to. I mean, white. We will just take a Crocodile, and I don't want to play any of these cards, so I am just going to take Blossoming Sands. A 12th pick Wayfarer is a very good sign. If you recall, we were thinking about taking that, like pick 3 or 4 or something. Outrider does put counters on itself, and it has Menace, but it's not my favorite. Usually our 4-drop slot is getting filled up with a lot of cards. So it usually sees its way out. I also don't love the Crocodile. But we will see what our next packs. I mean, we currently have 12 playables, which is pretty sweet. All right, this pick. Nothing great for us. I think I'll just take the bargain here. I don't mind playing this as a 4-mana draw, too. It's also nice because it puts 2 cards in your graveyard. The counters deck usually has a lot of these renew cards. So it can be nice putting some cards in your deck. Again, not like ideally what I want to be doing, but we'll take it. Can't complain. I would like to get some like piercing exhales, some knockout removers. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm going to take knockout maneuver, and then if one of these 3 comes back, that would be really nice. But happily take a removal that puts a counter on. All right, here, I don't love the Nurturer. There's a Sandstep, Citadel, Jungle Hollow, and Evolving Wilds, but I'm just going to take the trade route Envoy. Duty Beyond Death is a fun card to splash for, but not really what I want. If my mana was like perfect and I have a ton of Abzan Devotees, I could see it. I mean, if you have 1 Stalwart Successor out and you put a +1/+1 counter on all your creatures, things can get pretty crazy. All right, cards I don't really want to play, we'll put over here. I don't mind playing them, but it's just not ideal. All right, a pretty crappy pack for us. Again, we are trying to be more aggressive. Maybe we'll just take the Merchant. I don't know. Maybe we play it. I really don't want to. Oh, I've seen so many Dragonstorms. All right, we have a 2-drop that I don't love, or just another Envoy. Just gonna take the Envoy. Even like Successor into Envoy's solid. It's a 4-mana 6/5 if you have a Successor out. I would really like to see some Synchronized Charges. Would be sweet. More removal, some uncommon 2-drops. Some of the Host of the Hereafters. This pack has not been great for us. First pack was pretty solid. This pack, pretty uneventful so far. But hopefully maybe pick... Okay. We've got a Wayfarer versus a Death Gorger. I'm just going to take the 2-drop. Again, these Wayfarers, it's like they do 2 things that are great, right? They mill your renew cards into the graveyard, which is awesome. And then they can also just be a 2/2 with a counter, or they can help you find lands. So they really do a lot, which is nice. They're probably my favorite common 2-drop for these decks. All right, here we could take a Blossoming Sands, a Gurmag Rakshasa, or the Legacy. I don't love playing 6-drops. I like playing more aggressive versions of these. I'm just going to take Alicia's Legacy here. All right, and here I will take a Blood Flies. I like Blood Flies a decent amount. The flying can help a lot. All right, we'll just take the 2-drop. Yeah, this pack was not great for us. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably just like a lot of the green-black stuff wasn't opened this pack. Because, I mean, we're seeing green and black cards come around the table. They're just all the bad ones. Okay, yeah. See, look, a Piercing Exhale and the Wayfarer came back. This was the pack we got the knockout maneuver from. And both the other cards I wanted came back. So I think it's wide open. Again, sometimes the packs just don't open the way you want them to. We'll just take the uncommon. We'll take an Earth Carver, but not wanting to play it. All right, we really need some of our good uncommons to be opened in pack 3 here. I mean, we currently have 20 cards here. Deck's looking pretty solid. Not complaining too much. I would like to up our power level a little bit with some uncommons. And this pack is really nothing for us. We will just take the Death Gorger. A lot of red-white cards. I don't like the Wildling in this deck, because you're looking to be more aggressive and assertive in this deck. Alright. So we have the option of Dragon's Prey or another successor. This is like the 4th Corroding Dragonstorm. I'm just going to take the successor. This is a really strong pack. I wonder if there was a world where we were supposed to be Teamer. We saw that late Dragonclaw Strike, but I don't think we saw a ton of Teamer stuff. I'm just going to take the successor. All right, we are just stacking up on successors. Yeah, we just really need ways to get counters on, right? Because right now we have 1 counter, 2, 3 counters, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, a decent amount of ways to get counters. All right, so here, do I want the Initiate? Initiate's not bad for grinding games out, but it is very slow. Or do I want just like a Vanguard? I think with the quad successor, I think I'll take the Vanguard here. Okay, we're probably not playing Blossoming Sands. Would really like a Synchronized Charge. Synchronized Charge, please. This is mostly played as a 2-drop. Okay, we have not a ton of interaction at the moment, which can hurt us. I wouldn't mind like another Piercing Exhale, some type of removal, or a combat trick. Yeah, we haven't even seen the... Okay, well, we're going to take the Tomb Guard here. We haven't even seen the Sarkhan's Resolve, which I really like in these decks. The +3/+3 or destroy a creature with flying. I think Tomb Guard sounds solid. I'm probably going to cut the bargain. We have 6 2-drops. Probably going to cut something here. Probably the Crocodile. We don't love the Crocodile. All right, counters. We have 1. No Snakeskin Veils either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Revival of the Ancestors is one of the best things you can splash for in this deck, but not for us. All right, we'll just take an Outrider. I don't think we're playing it. Maybe we will play another Outrider. Yeah, I think this is a little low on ways to put counters on my stuff here. All right, interesting question of Piercing Exhale versus Aggressive Negotiations. I I like aggressive negotiations. It puts a counter on, but a lot of times it's really awkward. I'm gonna take. I think I want one aggressive negotiations. All right. I don't love the battle veteran. It's just like a 4/2. Doesn't put any counters on. Not what we are looking to do. Maybe we need to play the reputable merchant. And maybe we like play a Blossoming Sands. We'll take a Wildling. I don't think I'm playing it. This is 25 cards, so we do need to cut some stuff. Honestly, probably will cut one Leopard. Another cut. I kind of want to keep my 5 2-drops. We'll just take the uncommon. I don't know. Maybe we just cut the merchant. Oh, another Death Gorger. I do like that for putting counters on. All right, we're going to have to think about what we want to cut out of here. Nightblade Brigade. Nightblade Brigade, it wears counters well, so if you have a ton of ways to put counters on, I don't mind playing the Brigade. But we do not have a ton of ways of putting counters on. Okay, so we're ditching the Sands. We have a lot of 3-drops, but they're all really good. Do we cut one dragon? Yeah, it's a bummer. No, we only saw one Snakeskin Veil. And I know we took something we liked more over it. I don't know, is it crazy to just do like 8/8? We have the double Wayfarer. I don't know. Let's try it out. Best of One has a hand smoother, so sometimes it's okay to play 16 lands when you shouldn't. Hand looks fine. We got the Wayfarer to find us a land. Hello, Stud Moon. Red, white. Leading on the beacon. Okay. Okay, we'll take it. So now we have 4 lands. See what they're looking to do here. Voice of Victory. It's a good card. Should we kill it? I think I won't kill it, because next turn I can do Devotee into Exhale. And I will probably trade my successor for the Beacon Blade, if they just equip it. What are we thinking, Stud Moon? 3 mana. All right, they're going to go searching for more. They've got a blue. All right, if they equip, I probably won't trade, actually. Yeah, let's go Devotee. Kill it. Attack for 4. Now, they got to draw a card off of it, but spent a lot of mana. And now they have no board, and we have 3 creatures. Next turn, we can go Successor into Champion, Renew, for 3 counters on something. Frostcliff Siege on Teamer, so their creatures have haste. Indu Bearer of Glory, attack. Okay, no blocks. All right, let's I guess there's a world where they kill us next turn, but seems unlikely. They would need a lot of creatures to enter the battlefield. 6 mana. And we have a blocker. All right, this is 7 damage. And this would get them up to 10, but still not killing us. And then we have 5 trample damage plus 6 menace. Looks like maybe they have removal here. Okay. They still need to hold everyone back. Pretty risky attacking, but... Alright, let's see what we draw. I'm down to put them to 1. They have to double block the successor. That doesn't do it. Stud Moon. That will leave them dead. Their only option is to double block the successor. Stud Moon. Put those little eagles in front. Token creature bird. What's that, just like a white eagle? Okay, that's an interesting idea. Not sure what they were doing there. They could have stayed alive if they just blocked my successor. Maybe they had no way to kill me. But I feel like I would still do the block and live. You know? But that's their decision to make. All right, we got disconnected there. It looks like we lost our first turn. So we're playing from behind here. Definitely would have been better if we had been on the play like we were supposed to. But that's fine. Here we are. Playing Jeskai, no blocks. Do I want to take something out of their hand? Yeah, we'll just play Successor. Probably gonna get smacked next turn. Dragonologist, okay. Into Inevitable Defeat. Pretty good. No blocks. Let's see what they're cooking with. Alright. We will make that a 3/4. Pass the turn. They currently don't have a lot to do, but that all might change. Alright, that's their first green. Our 3/4 play is really good defense. That's why I kept it around. Alright, here I think I'm game to draw a card. Alright, let's play the Wayfarer. I'm going to decline. I'd rather just have counters. Interested to see if they'll play their trawlers as a 3/3. They might also just ramp. They may also have just drawn a tawny back. Okay, they discarded the Regent, which is pretty wild. Let's see what we draw here. Swamp. All right. Guess we'll see what we draw here. Devotee. All right, I'm just going to keep expanding the board. Shrine Keeper. Okay. Let's draw a card. Another land. Yeah, I think I want to just kill the Shrine Keeper. We should be able to just like swing out and kill them next turn. Sonic Shrieker. And Unending Whisper. Okay, pretty good. Da-da-da-da-da. Can you imagine if we had like synchronized charge? All right, so they have 5 blockers. We have 3 creatures with menace. So they can block 1, 2, 3. They block 3 guys, right? And then they double up here, and they're dead. They block 1, 2, 3. Double up here. They take 3, 6, 8, dead, right? All right, we'll just play our stuff out. Back. Oh yeah, I guess they block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they're still dead, right? we did miscount. As usual, but I think it still works out. All right, nailed it. All right, there's our second win. Even though we got disconnected and missed our first turn, oh, still got that one. It was close. It was close, but we pulled it out. All right, we are playing Strab, a Dauntless Drafter. No black. All right, we'll keep this. We're gonna drop the 5-drop. We do need to hit another land. All right, Wayfarer is a good draw. We will take the swamp. See what our opponent is playing. Green-red, they could be Teamer, could be 5-color. Looks like they're 5-color. I am just going to play the Successor. We could have gone Negotiations there, but I think the upside of a Negotiations after the Successor. All right, Sentinel. Okay, well, now we get to do this. All right, they have Winter Night Stories, Narset's Rebuke, and a Karakik Guardian. I guess we get rid of the Rebuke. Attack for 6. They're still pretty far away from the Karakik. And then this way, they're probably going to just Winter Night Stories. I mean, maybe they crack. No, they don't have a white source, so they can't crack the Abzan Monument. Yeah, just going to Winter Night Stories. So this means we're getting in for 6 again. which is really good. If we don't draw a land, I'll probably Death Gorger on my successor. All right, Nerev. All right, we did draw a land, so we'll attack. They're down to 9. Play this, draw a card. All right, we got another Death Gorger. So we can put a ton of counters down. 5 mana. Do they have removal? All right, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to attack. They chump. We play this. They can't counter it, unless they have another counter in their hand, which they could. All right, sweet. Good game. Yeah, because this is gonna, they're at 6. We're gonna have 2 4/3s and a 3/3. And they, I think, only had big dragons to play. So, sweet. All right, 3-zip. Not bad, not bad. All right, we are playing Showtime. All right, hand looks sweet. We've got Devotee into Successor into Bloodflies plus Dragon. I mean, the Omen side, Dusk Sight here. Which, I mean, that sounds like a good curve to me. We're on the play. Can't complain. We'll lead on a swamp. Play our Devotee. See what they've got. And now I really don't mind if they kill this Devotee. We have 2 blacks and 2 greens. All right, could be a counter they're holding up here, which would be kind of sad, but not the end of the world. All right, Molten Exhale. Ooh, they got the River Regent. Yikes. Man, that card's good. All right, let's attack for 3, and I think we need to get pressure on. So I think we just play the 6/5 and hope they can't kill it. Next turn we'll go Bloodflies, Death Gorger probably. All right, looks like they might have Dragon's Prey. Defibrillating Current, okay. So I could Death Gorger for more damage. I think we just go Bloodflies here. Spread the love out a little bit. All right, they currently have 4 colors. They may just be no green, 4 color. Dark Jeskai. Globe. Okay. All right, I think we just want to get as many bodies down as possible here. So if they play the River Regent now, there's 3 cards that they don't want to bounce. Right? This can... Oh no, the Envoy cannot attack. It's a 6/7. What a monster. What a card. 6/7. Yeah, that 7's brutal. So, But it's still awkward for them. If they bounce the Death Gorger, I get to put a counter on something. All right, sweet. Can't handle the pressure. Black-green pressure. It's too strong. All right, 4-0. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, what are we hoping to see here? Love being on the play. Would love to be on the play as much as possible. Things we're hoping, you know, just a nice curve, both colors. I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job of drawing both swamps and forest. Playing Chubbs and McPengu. All right, this looks solid. We're on the play. We need to hit a land. All right, let's get this devotee out. See what they've got. All right, that's pretty good. So we could go Sage of the Fang or Champion of Doosan here. I think for getting the pressure on, I think I like the Sage here. Lets us attack, and if they attack, it's only for 1. All right, they are Mardu with the perfect mana. Yeah, I will block. If they want to use their turn to kill my Sage of the Fang, that is fine. Voice of Victory. That's a good card. All right, so we could Bloodfly plus Death Gorger. I think I kind of like that. It makes both of our guys 3/3s. And then next turn, we can Tomb Guard. Yeah, because we should win this race. Unless they start double spelling. Yep. We'll just block here. I wonder if it's correct to block the token or the Voice of Victory. I could see that going either way. That's interesting. I think I still play Tomb Guard here. Attack with everyone. Do I want a Death Gorger? Alright, well, they have to kill us this turn. We're at 13. War Effort? Maybe? Alright, well, I'll bite. 6 creatures. They're at 3. Yeah, I just can't see them surviving if they use mana to kill this. That's pretty good. Little double blocker action. Guess we go here. I guess we're like kind of worried about dying, but we don't really have any options, right? They have to chump chump. All right, we have 1 blocker. They have 5 damage on board. 5 mana. War Effort would kill us. Duty Beyond Death would kill us. +3/+0 would kill us. They didn't have it, though. Alright, sweet. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I wonder... Maybe we weren't supposed to block with our 3/4? Because that would kind of just guarantee we were going to kill them next turn. Yeah. It was probably incorrect blocking. Because I don't think saving 1 point of damage was going to save us. They weren't trying to kill us because they would have attacked with everyone. Yeah, I think it was probably would have been smarter not to block with my Tomb Guard there. Alright, we got Teamer. We're playing Lin Pao's. They got the Jeskai Devotee. Just gonna make it a 2/2. We already have 4 mana. Globe. Caustic Exhale. Oh, Channel Dragonfire. Okay. You got it. Yeah, I think we just kill this. Maybe we should have aggressive negotiation. I don't know. I think it's close. They do. These decks usually have a lot of really good 5-drops that we could have taken. Yeah, like that, we can kill it eventually. So now, I mean, we're not in a good spot, I would say. But maybe they just don't have anything. And they kept 2 mana up, notably. See if they have a counter spell. Okay. Well, we get to kill it. All right. Top deck versus top deck. That's a good one. That is a good one. That's not a good one. Wonder if they're just full teamer. That's a good one. All right, well, 9 lands was too much. We were running hot though, so we had to lose one there. We're okay with that. Yeah, their hand just lined up really well against ours. We also kept a pretty slow hand, so we just had the 2-drop into the 4-drop. I wonder if maybe if we had gone... What did we play on 3 instead of the aggressive negotiations? Maybe we should have aggressive negotiationed on 3. Hard to say. All right, we're on the draw. If we draw a forest, this hand's very good. But there's no 2-drop. I'm going to mulligan it. I think we generally want double black more than double green. So I will put back the forest. Didn't matter. All right, white, blue. Probably getting a mountain. All right, let's play our devotee. What do you got? Red, white, blue. The Conqueror. All right. Let's go Successor, pass. See what they do. They have removal, they have removal. This Conqueror is stopping them from using their monument, which is interesting. A Dream World, they play a creature and then double block our Successor. That would be like living the dream. You know, you can't crack your monument. Your Conqueror stops that. Activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers can't be activated. So that includes your monuments. That includes any devotees. Something to be aware of. Looks like they're looking at my Successor. I would think that maybe they're going to kill it. They are indeed. And they're attacking. All right. All right, this time I'm going to play the champion. Maybe push some damage here. They're gaining life. 4 colors. What do you got, my friend? More removal? I wouldn't mind drawing 1 more land to let us double spell. Attacking. And what do we got? Interesting. Very interesting. All right, well. I'm attacking for 6. I'm going to play another Successor. Again, would really love to draw a land. One of the reasons why we should maybe be playing 17 lands. 6 mana. They have 2 swamps now, so they're like very 4 color. The fact that they discarded and drew. Okay, they're going to exile, play a Mardu Monument. Sure. Yeah, this is really making me think that they have Jeskai Revelation. Let's put 2 counters on our Successor. Pass. We'll see if the Revelation comes down here. Or like Ugin, maybe. Ugin would be funny, because Clarion Conqueror doesn't let them Ugin. Alright, I will Alicia's Legacy. Okay. I think they are regretting. It looks like they really want to crack these monuments, but they can't. Is the feeling I'm getting here. Okay, Bushmaster. We could put 2 counters on the Fang. Then attack with everyone. See what they block. Yep. That is fine by me. I will be killing the Brushmaster. I'm enjoying the fact that this this Conqueror is really screwing them over here. Okay. That's 8 mana. Nice. Alright, their Conqueror, I think, won us the game. They couldn't crack either monument. Alright, we are playing Cafty. Silver. No 2-drop. And we're on the draw. Bit of a bummer, but I think we keep World Championship. Does anyone know what these World Champion sleeves are from? Is that only for people who played in the World Championship? All right, they made it. They mulliganed. Effigy. All right. Not what we want to see when we don't have a 2-drop. Red, red, effigy. Yep, it's hitting us. That's our for sure. Pretty good. Now we draw our 2-drop. All right, hopefully they can't. Ugh, that's like the worst spell they could have. Yeah, our hand is not lining up well. What a time to keep no 2-drop, huh? And more removal? I feel like I have to block. Go down to 7. Yeah, I think I have to block. Too risky not to. Man. Well, I was hoping to draw a land. So we could do like Devotee into Exhale. But we are playing 16 lands. So we can't be mad about missing land drops. Okay. Are they just going to do Channel Dragonfire? Dragonologist. Focus the Mind. Well, that's pretty good against me. Alright, we did get a land. So I could go Devotee, Piercing Exhale, or I could do Trade Route Envoy. Alright, I think I'm going to do... Yeah, let's get our 5th land. And then we probably do want the creature. I think the more, yeah, 5th land is going to be good. What do we got here? I assume they have an option of like something or Focus the Mind. Maybe not both. Okay. Kind of interesting that was the play. I don't know why they wouldn't just Focus the Mind and save the dragon. But they know more than me about their deck and what's in their hand. Riverwalk Technique. Alright. That would explain why, I guess. So Do we Vanguard? I think we Vanguard. I think we put 2 +1/+1 counters on. See what they have. I mean, we're close to just like dying from Channel Dragonfire here. Yikes. Alright, that's just gonna kill us. Yeah, they can just bird plus Channel Dragonfire, kill us. Yeah, looks like a pretty sweet deck. Yep. That's a good game. Da 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 da. Alright. Nothing we can do about that. Sweet, yeah. Just too aggressive, too many cheap threats, and then we couldn't double spell. Didn't have a 2-drop. Yeah, bit awkward on our part, and they got out of that really well. Yeah, the blue-red flurry decks are really fun. If you haven't gotten a chance to play one, we have lost to a couple of really cool ones. Would definitely recommend it. It's kind of one where you have to, like, it has to be open. You got to see all the right pieces. But when it comes together, it's really, really cool. But hopefully we can win our last game here. Waiting for opponent. Zabivaka. The Brilliant. Yep. On the draw... still no 2-drops, but I think we keep it. Hard to say no to a hand like this with 3-drop, 4-drop removal. Sidisi, sure. So maybe they're like black-white value. Nightblade Brigade. Throw in the Dawnbreaker in the graveyard. Alright, we'll see if they have removal. Alright, they are Abzan. Ingard. Yeah, make a 1/1. They come in a no block. Alright. Well, let's play Trade Route Envoy. See what they got. Devotee. So I'm putting them with that attack last turn. I would think they have the +3/+0. It's kind of how I'm reading this. So when they attack again, I feel like I can't block. Leave into on top, terrifying. Yeah, I'm still not blocking. Zergo. They're 4 colors? Well. I gotta kill that. Then we have to hope they just don't have removal or mass pump. Well, they can bring Zergo back by sacking. Yeah, we might just be losing this game. Just like super sweet value deck here. And we are on the draw. Should I have just not killed Zergo? Guess I should have just not killed Zergo. Well, I don't know. This game's looking tough to win. I feel like I have to keep Legacy up, even though I would like to play more cards. Yeah, Zergo's coming in. I think I'm going to block like this, see what they do. All right. Man, they still have tricks. What do they got? We're also just dying. Slowly but surely. Can they start drawing some lands? What do you got over there, my friend? They must have something. What is it? What a strange deck. Add something to make it indestructible? This is like one of the coolest. I mean, I don't know what their mana looks like, but it's working. I mean, we're like basically just dead. Yeah, just swing out. Yeah. I don't know what that mana was. They have a basic forest, no mountains. They are curved out and crushed us. All right, let's take a look at the deck. This deck, we had the quad successor. Pretty sweet. Knockout maneuver. The things we were missing were 2-drops. We didn't have any of the good 2-drops. Little light on removal. We did have 5 2-drops, a lot of 3-drops. Probably the biggest thing is like synchronized charge. I think if we had 1 or 2 synchronized charge, this deck would have been unreal. Like if instead of these Death Gorgers, they were synchronized charges, I think this deck would have had no problem getting 7 wins. But we didn't see any. Instead, we saw 4 successors and 1 sage, and a tomb guard, and a knockout maneuver. So like we did, green-black was definitely open, and we got a lot of solid uncommons for the archetype. But we were, yeah, that was the big card we were missing. Again, I think different matchups, we easily could have gotten 7 wins there. But 6 and 3, not bad. We will catch you next time.